Season 5 of The Chosen is finally on the horizon, and it's shaping up to be the most emotional, intense, and groundbreaking season yet. From the long-awaited Last Supper to the dramatic cleansing of the temple, this season will take us deeper into the final days of Jesus' life. But with all the excitement comes controversy. Fans are already questioning creative choices from historical accuracy to how certain scenes will be portrayed. And with the release date confirmed, one big question remains: will this be The Chosen's most unforgettable season yet? The wait is almost over. The Chosen Season 5 is officially set to release in April 2025. But there's a twist. Unlike previous seasons, these new episodes will first premiere in theaters before becoming available for free on the Chosen app and website. This decision, according to creator Dallas Jenkins, is all about making Season 5 a true cinematic experience. And let's be honest, watching these powerful moments unfold on the big screen, that's something fans won't want to miss. But why the delay? The answer lies in The Chosen's global impact. 5 and 2 Studios, the production company behind the series, is ensuring that Season 5 is released worldwide at the same time, which means translating it into multiple languages. It's a process that takes months, but Jenkins and his team believe it's worth the wait. And the timing couldn't be more perfect. Since this season covers Holy Week, the most significant period in Jesus' ministry, aligning the release with Easter 2025 makes complete sense. It's a strategic move that will allow audiences to experience these powerful events just as the world prepares to celebrate Easter. But here's where things get even more interesting. While fans are thrilled about the release, there's already speculation about what will be included in Season 5. The first look images have sparked debates, and behind-the-scenes footage has left many wondering, how far will The Chosen go in depicting the raw emotions of Jesus' final days? One particular image has caused an uproar, a behind-the-scenes shot of the Last Supper. Unlike traditional depictions where Jesus and his disciples recline on the ground, The Chosen takes a different approach, seating them around a U-shaped table. It's a creative decision that has left fans divided. Some argue that it deviates from historical accuracy, while others praise it for making the scene more visually striking. But regardless of where you stand, one thing is clear: The Chosen isn't afraid to challenge expectations. And then there's the cleansing of the temple. If the first look image is any indication, this will be one of the most intense moments in the entire series. Jesus standing before the temple, whip in hand, ready to drive out the merchants and money changers. It's a side of Jesus we haven't fully seen in The Chosen, a righteous anger that reminds us that he was not just a figure of peace, but of justice. With all these new elements and creative decisions, Season 5 is already shaping up to be the season that will keep fans talking. But what other surprises does Dallas Jenkins have in store? And how will these emotional moments set the stage for the final 2 seasons? The journey to Holy Week begins with a moment of celebration: Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem. Season 5 opens with this powerful scene setting the stage for the most intense days of his ministry. Fans already caught a glimpse of what's to come in the final moments of Season 4, as characters like Joanna and Veronica prepared for his arrival, waving large palm branches. But if you think this will be just another joyful procession, think again. Behind the cheers of Hosanna lies a storm brewing. The religious authorities are already plotting against Jesus, and tensions in Jerusalem are at an all-time high. The show's creators have hinted that this season will explore the growing divide between those who see Jesus as the Messiah and those who see him as a threat. And as we know from Scripture, this division will lead to his ultimate betrayal. The triumphal entry won't just be a grand spectacle, it will carry a deep emotional weight. Jesus, fully aware of what awaits him, rides into the city not as a warrior, but as a humble servant on a donkey. He knows that the same crowd praising him today will soon turn against him. This contrast between the joyous welcome and the looming tragedy will make for one of The Chosen's most hauntingly powerful sequences. But the moment everyone is talking about? The cleansing of the temple. This is the scene that promises to be unlike anything we've seen in The Chosen before. We've already been given a taste of it through behind-the-scenes images showing Jesus standing before the temple, whip in hand. But what we haven't seen yet is the raw emotion behind this moment. Jesus' anger is not reckless or impulsive. It is righteous and controlled. The temple, meant to be a house of prayer, has been turned into a marketplace filled with corruption. For 4 seasons, we've seen Jesus as a healer, a teacher, and a source of compassion. But in season 5, we will witness his justice. Dallas Jenkins has described this as one of the most powerful scenes in the series, and for good reason. Fans are already speculating how The Chosen will bring it to life. Will Jesus overturn tables in slow motion? Will we hear the gasps of onlookers as coins scatter across the temple floor? And perhaps the biggest question, how will the disciples react? Some may be shocked, others may silently support him. But one thing is certain, this moment will mark a turning point in the series. As Jesus continues teaching in Jerusalem, we will see increasing hostility from the Pharisees and the Sanhedrin. They've tolerated him long enough. Now with Passover approaching and his influence growing, they know they must act quickly. This season will explore the calculated moves of Jesus' enemies as they manipulate events to turn public opinion against him. But it's not just external threats that Jesus must face. It's also the inner struggles of his own disciples. One of the most anticipated storylines of season 5 is the growing distance between Jesus and Judas. Fans already know what's coming, but The Chosen will take us inside Judas' mind, showing us how he rationalizes his eventual betrayal. It won't be as simple as greed. There will be layers of doubt, frustration, and misguided loyalty. And then there's Peter. After his heartbreaking journey in season 4, marked by doubt, anger, and a strained relationship with Jesus, many are wondering what lies ahead for him. Will he finally find peace in his faith, or will his struggles continue to build until that fateful night in the courtyard? With so many storylines weaving together, season 5 is not just about the events leading to the cross. It's about the people experiencing them. And as the pressure mounts, friendships will be tested, faith will be shaken, and the tension will reach a breaking point. But the biggest moment of all? It's still to come. The Last Supper is on the horizon, and when that scene arrives, The Chosen will deliver an emotional gut punch that fans won't soon forget. As The Chosen moves deeper into season 5, the story inches closer to one of the most emotionally charged moments in Jesus' journey, the Last Supper. This is the night where everything changes, the night where Jesus breaks bread with his disciples one final time, the night where he reveals that one of them will betray him, the night where prophecy collides with reality and the weight of what is to come becomes undeniable. Fans already caught a glimpse of this moment through behind-the-scenes footage and official first-look images, and it's safe to say that The Chosen is taking a bold approach. Unlike traditional depictions of the Last Supper, where Jesus and his disciples recline on the ground in the style of a first-century Jewish meal, The Chosen places them around a U-shaped table. It's a creative choice that has sparked discussion among fans and biblical scholars alike. But beyond the visuals, what will truly make this scene unforgettable is the raw emotion behind it. Throughout The Chosen, we've seen the disciples grow from fishermen, tax collectors, and zealots into devoted followers of Christ. We've watched their struggles, their doubts, and their triumphs. And now in this one meal, everything they thought they knew will be challenged. The scene will likely begin as a moment of unity, a traditional Passover meal shared among friends and their beloved teacher. But beneath the surface, tension lingers. Jesus, fully aware of what is coming, looks upon his disciples with sorrow and love. And then he speaks the words that will shake the room. "Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me." One by one, the disciples will ask, "Is it I, Lord?" Their faces filled with disbelief, struggling to comprehend that one of their own could commit such an act. But Judas, he already knows the answer. This moment will be a defining one for Judas' character. Up until now, The Chosen has portrayed him as ambitious, perhaps even well-meaning, but increasingly disillusioned. Fans have speculated how the show will depict his betrayal. Will he try to justify it to himself? Will he look away in shame? Or will there be a moment where he locks eyes with Jesus, realizing that he already knows everything? As Jesus passes the cup, his voice will carry the weight of eternity. "This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins." The disciples may not fully grasp the significance of these words yet, but the audience will. We know what's coming. We know that before the sun rises, Jesus will be arrested. We know that Peter will deny him. We know that Judas will make his fateful decision, and that's what makes this scene so powerful. Dallas Jenkins has already hinted that this will be one of the most emotional sequences in The Chosen so far, and for good reason. Every glance, every word, every lingering pause will carry meaning. The weight of destiny is pressing down on this moment, and there will be no turning back. But the Last Supper is not just about betrayal, it's also about love. Even as Jesus predicts his suffering, he still offers his disciples a final lesson: to love one another as he has loved them. He washes their feet, humbling himself before them. He gives them hope even as darkness looms. And most importantly, he reminds them that no matter what happens next, he has already overcome the world. Jonathan Rumi, who plays Jesus, has spoken about how filming this scene affected him on a deeply personal level. His portrayal of Jesus has always been filled with warmth, kindness, and understanding. But in this moment, we will see him in a new light, a man fully aware of his fate, yet willing to endure it for the sake of humanity. And as the disciples finish their meal, stepping out into the cool night air, the tension will be unbearable. Because we know what comes next. The Last Supper has ended. The disciples, unaware of just how quickly everything is about to change, follow Jesus out into the night. The air is thick with tension. The city is quiet, but something feels different. There's an unease that lingers, a silence that carries the weight of the inevitable. Jesus leads them to the Garden of Gethsemane, a place of prayer. But for one disciple, it will soon become the site of his greatest regret. This is the night where trust will be broken. This is the night where fear will overtake faith. This is the night where the chosen will take us deeper into the emotional turmoil of Jesus' final hours than ever before. As Jesus kneels in the garden, the disciples remain nearby, but exhaustion weighs heavy on them. They don't yet understand the urgency of this moment. They don't realize that this is the last time they will be together before everything falls apart. And so one by one, they fall asleep, leaving Jesus alone in his agony. But Jesus is not just praying, he is wrestling with the full weight of what is to come. This is the moment where we will see his most human side. In The Chosen, we've seen Jesus as a healer, a teacher, and a source of unwavering strength. But here we will see his vulnerability. Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will. It is a moment of desperation, of sorrow so deep that he sweats drops of blood. The weight of the world is pressing down on him, and for the first time, we see just how much it is costing him. The burden of humanity's sin, the pain he is about to endure, the betrayal of those closest to him, it all crashes down in this moment. And then footsteps. The disciples stir awake as torchlight flickers through the trees. The sound of armor, the murmurs of voices. Fear grips them as they realize they are no longer alone. And leading the group? Judas. This is the moment fans have been dreading, the moment that has been building since the very first season. Judas, once a trusted disciple, has made his choice. And now, with the weight of 30 silver pieces in his pocket, he steps forward. Jesus watches him, but there is no anger in his eyes, only sadness. Friend, do what you came here to do. Judas hesitates for a moment. Perhaps a flicker of doubt crosses his face. But then he does what he came to do. He leans in and places a kiss on Jesus' cheek. And just like that, the betrayal is complete. The soldiers seize Jesus, and in an instant, chaos erupts. Peter, driven by fear and rage, draws his sword. We already know from behind-the-scenes footage that The Chosen will depict this moment with stunning intensity. Peter lunging forward, his blade flashing in the torchlight, cutting off the ear of the high priest's servant. But just as quickly as the violence begins, Jesus puts an end to it. Put your sword back in its place, for all who draw the sword will die by the sword. He reaches out and heals the man, even as his enemies stand before him, ready to drag him away. This moment is so powerful because it is the ultimate display of who Jesus is. Compassionate even in the face of betrayal. Loving even in the face of hatred. But for the disciples, this moment is the breaking point. Panic sets in, fear overtakes them, and just as Jesus predicted, they flee. The men who swore they would stand by him, who had promised to fight for him, who had shared in his miracles and ministry, every single one of them runs. The night is filled with the sound of retreating footsteps, leaving Jesus alone, bound in chains, surrounded by his captors. And in that moment, the sorrow in his eyes speaks volumes, not just because he has been betrayed by Judas, but because he has been abandoned by everyone. This is the moment where the tone of The Chosen shifts completely. Up until now, we have seen moments of joy, of hope, of miracles. But from this point forward, the story will be one of suffering, injustice, and heartbreak. And the next person to face this agony? Peter. Because while Jesus is being dragged before the Sanhedrin, another betrayal is about to unfold. Peter, the one who always spoke first, always acted with passion, always promised to never leave Jesus, will soon find himself outside in the cold, standing by a fire, confronted with a question that will change everything. You were with him, weren't you? The trial of Jesus is about to begin. But for Peter, the true test is only just beginning. Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe our channel for more updates. Thanks.